Hello, you're here with Miss Libby Rose. Some of you have been asking me to elaborate on how we use the Bondaweb. What I've shown you before is we've been making some pictures for embroidery using Bondaweb. So what we get is we use the fabric, so we cut out a picture in fabric and then we cut out the same picture using the Bondaweb and then iron that on. So I'll just quickly go through that with you again, just so that it's clear for everyone. Okay, so we can start, pre-prepare your piece of fabric that you want it on. Now that could be anything from just the pieces that we use here in this thick sort of muslin, and these come with my sewing kit. And I actually have these already ironed on, so you get 5 pieces with the embroidery sewing kit already ironed on there. Okay, but if you want to be doing this at home yourself, or you can just keep going and make loads and loads of different fabric pictures, which are great for giving as gifts and stuff. I mean, Granny and things, they just love the fabric embroidered pictures. They're beautiful. So what I do is I pre-prepare my piece of fabric, or what you could do is do a cushion cover. I've got a sewing kit for cushion covers, or if you just cut a long piece to make an envelope cushion, you work out where the middle of the cushion is, and then you could iron on some pictures and do some embroidery on that as well, and that's a lovely one for the kids to do. So I've just pre-prepared my piece, preheat the iron so it's nice and hot. Now I come to my little pictures that I've already cut out. Okay, so let's say, right, okay, so I've got a dog here, a dog cut out of some like butterfly fabric. Right, so I've cut that out, and what else I've cut out is the piece of Bondaweb. Now that's got a paper backing on it, and I just take the paper backing off. And that's it. I get rid of that. You could use that again for a template later, but we don't need the actual paper. It feels like greaseproof paper, and we don't need that anymore. So I've cast that aside. And now I have this, and this is like double-sided fusing. So once the iron goes on this, it will stick to the base fabric, and it will stick the picture to the fabric as well once I've ironed it. So I lay that down first of all in the spot where I want it, and if you're doing it on a cushion cover or something, you want to get that in the middle, in the right space where you'd like it. Now I lay my dog picture on top. Okay, so base fabric, Bondaweb, and the main fabric on the top. So that's all there and ready. Now what I tend to do is I will put another piece, just like an iron cloth, on top of that, because if any of the bits of Bondaweb come up, then they'll come up onto the iron, and then that might ruin the picture. So I put another piece of fabric on top and then iron it on. Make sure the iron's nice and hot. I think it works with steam. Some people say don't use the steam, but I do. As long as no water can go on it, I give it a bit of steam, and that makes it nice and stick as well, because we want it nicely stuck on there. Okay, so put a base, an iron cloth on top, like that. I give it a bit of steam. Nice and hot. So you keep little ones away while you're doing this. Okay. Now you can see little bits of stick come off, and that's fine because that just goes onto your iron cloth and it doesn't go onto the actual iron. Alright, now that is lovely and stuck on. Alright, so now I've got my picture stuck to my fabric, and then you can pop it into an embroidery frame. So you can pop that into the embroidery frame and then start stitching over the top, or you can machine sew around the edges if you like. then you can get going with your stitching. Alright, I hope that was useful and see you again soon.